I've learned over the years in my pursuit of entrepreneurship is hustle culture is not for me. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a single mom teacher, illustrator, and cozy minimalist living in Austin, Texas. In this video today, I wanted to share some of the income streams that I'm using to create financial freedom in my life. Ultimately, I want to create passive income streams so that I can focus on my family, my lifestyle, and creating art. However, at this point in time, I am also doing some active income streams just to make extra money to get out of debt and just to have more flexibility with my budget. Earlier this year, I took on a part-time job at an after-school camp. So I would leave my teaching job and then go and spend time with kids for 2 hours before coming home around 6:30 p.m. I soon learned that this was just not going to work for me or my family or our needs. I am very intentional about, my son goes to school during the day, I work hard on my job, and then when I come home, I want to be a mom. And it just really took time away from my home, my business, and my motherhood. I missed coming home and making a snack for us and having tea together. I missed hearing about my son's day, and by the time I got home, he would end up napping and dinner was rushed, our nighttime routine was rushed, and it just honestly wasn't working. So I decided that I was going to take that 2 hours that I was spending working a side job, and I was going to take that and work on my business. So I just want to share some of the things that I'm doing to be able to have more financial freedom. So I just want to share some side gigs that I've been doing to create financial freedom, and they're perfect for other moms, other teachers, single motherhood, because it doesn't take away time from you would spend with your child. It just gives you some income sources that you can do while your child is with you or with minimal time spent away from them. Number one, babysitting and nannying. This is such a flexible job to be able to do to make extra income while your child is with you. You can take in children to your own home. In Texas, you can have up to 3 children without having licensing in your home. I do think you might need to register your house, but I'm not sure about that. I'd have to double check. A lot of families will also let you babysit, but bring your child with you. There's also an option to do like a Mother's Day Out program where you could babysit for a couple hours and have a few different families. There's also an option of having a Mother's Day Out program or an evening out for parents where you watch numerous families for a set fee. So the parents are getting a discount, and then you're also making more money as a babysitting source. As a teacher and a mom, I think that this is a great source of income because it still connects to your passions, your experience, and your mission. The second job that I do, I don't do it as much, but I still do it, is rover pet sitting. If you love animals, pet sitting is such a fun job to have. At this point in time, I have my own pets, so I will just take in 1 or 2 families at a time into my own home, and I'll watch their pets. So my dog gets a slumber party playmate for the day or the night, and it doesn't disrupt our family life or anything that we would normally do. Rover pet sitting is perfect for me because it's an income stream that I can do in my home. It supports our financial needs, but it doesn't really change anything. If my son and I want to go to Six Flags for the day, we just can't leave any longer than we would leave our own dog for because they need to go out to the bathroom and be fed. Pet sitting is the perfect job for introverts or creatives that just enjoy being home and who want a quiet side income. I've noticed that personally, I won't take any pet sitting clients that don't have the same schedule that we do. If they're not used to being left home for up to 8 hours, then it's just not going to be a good fit for us. But if they're used to the same care that my dog receives, he can sleep in our bed with us, he can wait 8 hours to go outside, then those are our perfect pet sitting clients. House sitting is also really fun. If you don't have your own pets, going into someone else's home and watching their animals is really nice. You don't have to worry about your home getting dirty. And it's a little vacation. My son used to love doing that. We used to farm sit and we take care of horses and goats and dogs and cats, and it was awesome. I wish we could still do that, but I just can't with my own pet. The third thing that I'm doing as an income stream, which is probably my least favorite, but it's super easy and I take home $120 a week from this, is donating plasma. Donating plasma takes about 2, sometimes 3 hours of time to do. And on the first donation, I make $50. On the second donation of the week, I make $70. Donating plasma, honestly, I don't enjoy it at all. I do not like being hooked up to a bed and getting my blood drawn and pumped back into my body. It feels very alien-like to me and it's not enjoyable. But for a teacher or a mom, it's just a really good income source. And I don't think it's something I would want to do long-term. They say that there aren't many complications for your health, but I'm not sure. I know that it dehydrates you, it lowers my protein levels, and sometimes it's not the most consistent income because at times, like, you could go in, my blood pressure runs really low, so sometimes I can't donate. And a lot of times my protein will run low if I'm donating consistently. So it's not always a consistent source of income. If I think I can't count on that income being there depending on what my health looks like that day. Donating plasma is really helpful for me for my budget. It gives me gas money and food money. So that covers $50 a week in gas and $50 a week in extra spending on food. And then we have a little bit left over for spending on entertainment. The fourth source of income that I do is redesign and organizing services. And I love it because it allows me to be creative. It allows me to do something that I'm good at. And it's just a really good source of additional income. So if you're good at decorating or organizing in your own home, this is a service that you could offer for other people that would allow you to utilize your skills and also just make some good money on the side. I love doing redesign consultations where I'll walk through a space and just tell the clients what I would do to make the space feel calmer and cozier. My redesign and organizing services used to be an actual business that I ran, but I realized that I really want to be illustrating and drawing, and it was taking away from my ability to do the things that I love. And when I was doing redesign for other people, it ended up just kind of stressing me out a little bit just because I didn't have the same space in my life to be able to organize my own home or decorate my own home. So it just took too much away from me. It's something that I do on the side still, and I love doing it because I'm good at it. But this might be something that isn't the best side gig if you want more freedom for yourself. It is something that I used to do weekend resets where I had clients that would go away for the weekend and I would go and stay in their home with my son and we would just organize and do redesign for them, and it was really awesome and it was really good extra income. Number 5 is an income source that I have just started to try to push for my own business is custom illustrations. If you're a creative person and illustration or designing products for people is something that you would like to do, then instead of creating products or illustrations passively, someone can hire you to create something custom for them. I have been commissioned by clients to create journals for them, books, illustrations, and that's really fun so that we can co-create a product together. I've worked with coaches who have created self-healing journals, and then I would create the illustrations and I would put the product together for them, and that was super fun. So if you're a creative person, you like making products, then that can be something that you do. I've heard people having success on Fiverr and Upwork. I've tried both outlets and it hasn't worked for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I choose to just market my services word of mouth. Number 6, ultimately, I'm working on passive income sources. I want to create things that will make me money for a long time. I think with passive income, it is a lot of upfront work, but then you can create income for years from products or content that you created years ago. My 2 passive income sources that I'm trying to build are my YouTube channel and my online store where I create illustration, products, design resources for other moms and business owners. For me, YouTube is something that I'm new at. It's not something that I have a lot of experience with, but it's just a creative outlet for me. I love sharing tips and tricks and just like things in my own life that have worked for me. That's super fun to me. So even if I never make money from YouTube, this is just such a creative outlet that I just absolutely love. It's fun. As for my online store, that is the one source of income that I really want to focus on. I want to create illustrations for other creatives, people that want to put products into shops or create content, but they don't have the skills to be able to illustrate things. On my YouTube videos right now, I put my own hand lettering and my own illustrations, and it's really fun. I think it makes my videos and thumbnails stand out. But a lot of people can't do that in their own business because they don't know how to draw. They don't want to spend time doing that. And I feel like that's kind of something that I want to focus on, is just creating illustrations that people specifically use in content creation for their businesses and their social media graphics. Other forms of passive income that I want to focus on are just creating printables, digital stickers and printable stickers, clip art and pattern papers that people can use, coloring sheets for the classroom. I just want to take my illustrations, which is like ultimately my favorite thing to do, is to create, to draw, and just put them on products for other people. Because there's a lot of times that it's not a big deal to me. If I need something, I just draw it. And not everyone has that skill set. So those are the sources of income that I'm currently doing right now. Why do I diversify my income? Well, I have a teaching salary. That's enough to pay the bills. But what happens if down the line there are budget cuts and there's no funding for teachers? Well, that's what happened when I was pregnant with my son. I ended up not getting rehired. I was laid off during the budget cuts, and I ended up having to find income sources so that I could stay home. Diversifying your income protects you so that all of your income streams are not in one bucket, so that you have choices. Say the market changes, or say you're a YouTuber and there's a YouTube ban, which is what happened with TikTok. You will have a backup income source. When I went back into teaching so that I would have a stable income source so that I could focus on my art business. And I'm finally at a point, this is my 4th year being back in teaching, where I just feel comfortable. I can lesson plan or structure my days with rituals and routines, so there's not a lot of planning that I have to do. Besides my paperwork that I have to do for special ed, there's certain months of the year that are really overwhelming, but other than that, I have at least an hour a day where I can focus on other income streams. So if you're a creative or you're someone who wants to start a business, sometimes going back to work and getting stable income really opens up the door for your creativity to thrive when you're not financially desperate to make money. I think it's really important not to force one source of income to cover all your bills and to pay for everything. I build a little bit here, a little bit there. Everything contributes to our overall financial stability, and it adds up. And this all comes back to my minimalist mindset. I want to choose peace and purpose over hustle culture. I want every source of income to be intentional, to work with the intentions that I have for my family life and our lifestyle. I'm not going to take on income sources that are going to take me away from my family or put me out of the house too much. I'm already out of the house over 8 hours a day on my teaching job. I don't want to just work extra side gigs where I'm not home. That just doesn't work for me. I want to build a life, not just an income. So if you're a creative mom or a teacher, building slow income streams count. In the comments below, I would love to hear some ways that you're making money on the side, things that I specifically haven't thought of. It's just really, and just like I say in every video, I'm happy to have you here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.